Hello and welcome back. Today I just want to share with you a bit about my experience of hormone replacement therapy. So initially, when I had understood that I was going through perimenopause, I never thought that hormone replacement will be something I would go into, venture into. It was really the last thing on my list. The first things I did was obviously prior to finding out that I was in perimenopause, I'd already gone on a healthy lifestyle journey. I went to the gym. I changed my lifestyle in respect of eating. I started living better, purchasing healthier foods. Spiritually, I had, started on a journey as well. And I professionally, I was doing well at work, as well as adding to that, I had started with my studies. So when it hit me like a ton of, I don't know what, like cold water in the face, when somebody gives you a slap that I was in perimenopause, I was like, oh my hat, this is why I was moody. This is why the four ladies who were brave enough to tell me something was off with me had actually forewarned me, but they thought it was the dieting. They thought something else was going on with me. And the light bulb moment happened, and I identified that I was in perimenopause. So, what have I done subsequently? I had ventured into the supplements, tried to see what I could use, the normal things that women are considering to keep cooler. Change your bathing habits. I've also started taking things like ashwagandha, which is a supplement, and changed my eating a little bit, included more things that had a natural source of estrogen, your lentils and beans, increased the nuts, all of those things. I did those. Then the last was when I realized the symptoms was starting to build up. I had before a frozen shoulder, okay? Didn't know why because I wasn't even doing any physical activity. I had a knee. So I thought, okay, something was on. Frozen shoulder, no activity, walking, yes, weight, putting pressure on the knee, yeah. But it was worsened because of this perimenopausal phase of life that we're going through. Then, as added to that, I had mood swings. I laugh now. We laugh now as colleagues. People didn't know whether I was going to be mad for a day, whether I was going to be mad for a week, a month, a year. That's how bad it was. And my responses were like I was just firing the whole time. And the other symptoms that I found out was that I had brain fog. That typical moment when you walk into a room and everybody says you walk into the kitchen, you don't know what you're there for. You just walk into any room, you don't know why you arrived there. And you have to backtrack your steps, and you're hoping that you can remember. And maybe you don't, ever. And you don't know whether you remembered and then you walked back into the room and you did what you needed to do. So those two moments don't even link. I also found myself not having to remember some parts of my life experiences. I remember my brother speaking about things happening in my life, and I'm like, how is that possible when we lived in the same house and I can't remember it? But nonetheless, so what I did was I went searching for care in terms of hormone replacement therapy, found somebody in Bahrain, and there are quite a few people there. I am not propagating the use of hormone therapy for anyone. I'm saying what I have gone through and to tell you my experience so that you can decide what are your choices. So I've done quite a bit, as I've mentioned before. And I started using bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, which is made in a pharmacy, compounding pharmacy. For a moment, it wasn't there, that thought. And I was using it for 3 to 4 months. Part of the journey was when I asked my doctor about vaginal estrogen as well as testosterone. And he informed me when you go home on your vacation, go and find somebody here in South Africa because, as I've heard before, South Africa is one of the top, 4 countries that is treating women with hormone replacement therapy, not bioidentical. What's the difference? Bioidentical is done in a pharmacy, compounding pharmacy. Hormone replacement therapy is made in clinical conditions that are quite strict, like for the lack of a better word, a lab factory. And I went to see somebody, and we've started on some medication that is similar to what I've been on. And what I know is when I spoke to both the doctor in Bahrain and the physician here, they knew what my experience was. They empathized with me, and the doctor here just wanted me to know, explain to her if I knew why I was using certain drugs and for the purpose. So she was agreeable to everything that had been prescribed to me before, and just that hormone replacement therapy is obviously superior to bioidentical hormone replacement therapy when it is available. So I'm here to say that I have transitioned to hormone replacement therapy, and I hope that I can remain on it until I become menopausal and then postmenopausal, and we can decide what the journey is as we go along. And I'm just here to say that perimenopause, like all other phases of life, menopause as well as postmenopausal is phases of a woman's life that we journey through. And I want to start a conversation with people on this. And I'm hoping that as I go through the next chapters of my life, that I can create a space where we can have a talk. And I'm really speaking to any woman that relates to what I'm saying, any woman that has experienced what I've experienced as you've listened to my YouTube channel. And if you haven't had, the symptoms of perimenopause, good for you, but do not gaslight the next woman. I don't want any woman to be gaslighting each other or saying, I'm happy with my body, or I didn't get those symptoms, good luck with you. No, 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 no. I'm not here to do that. I might not have some of the symptoms that you've had, and I've had my own. We are here to support one another, to encourage one another, and to help one another find the answers. And this is what I thought I'd speak about today. My answer for me has been a holistic care of this person, and I'm encouraging you to do the same. I've not arrived, and I don't think I ever will. It is a journey, and this journey's destination is well-being. Okay, in all its forms. And I am here just to ask you to take care of yourself. Go on a journey. Go on your journey so that you can take care of yourself. I do not know what it is. Maybe it includes bioidentical hormone replacement. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it includes hormone replacement therapy. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it just needs supplements and you're good to go. Well, if that's you, well done. To every woman who chooses how she wants to get through this phase, well done. But if you are suffering in silence because nobody is talking, you are just doing yourself a disfavor. I am here for you so that you can live a healthier, stronger life for longer.